Drafting methods and results section. So what exactly now you have to do? It's understand the goal of having methods and results section. What is the conclusion? What is the result section? How to structure and outline the method and result section, preparing the text in accordance. So for this one, you will understand how to finalize your result. What will be your thesis exactly? What you will do with that? Because you have initiated something, now you will focus on results. Understanding the goal of having methods and results section. Now, what are methods and results? When you are telling about some approach, by that people can come up with a resolution or methods like in that introduction one, in that social media one, I told you that honeycomb method was there. So those are methods. Okay. A goal is a broad primary outcome. What do you want to do with that? That is your goal. A strategy is the approach you take to achieve your goal. So you plan everything. An objective is a measurable step you take to achieve a strategy. See, your strategy is to aware people. No, your objective is to aware people about the economy of cricket, right? So the strategy will include that what you will add, your thoughts, ideas, citations, and other evidences. That is your strategy. A tactic is a tool you use in pursuing an objective associated with strategy. How you will find out this data? Will you read in libraries? Will you use Google? Or will you do surveys on social media? That is your tactic. Okay, strategy, you finalize your program. Objective, what do you want to achieve? And tactic, how you are achieving it. Okay, the goal of results and method section. The results, also sometimes called findings. Section is an empirical research paper, describes what the researcher found when they analyzed their data. So now it is going to talk about what happened earlier. What were the findings? You know, from where you are giving the citations. That is the results. Okay. Its primary purpose is to use the data collected to answer the research questions posed in the introduction, even if the finding challenge the hypothesis. So it's more like whatever you have found, it is not matching with your thesis. It is telling that your thesis. So for example, because your thesis is challenging those research, it's basically the research is also challenging your hypothesis. Okay. The result section should be describe other pertinent discoveries, trends, or insights revealed by the analysis of the raw data. So what people had and what you have, what you found while doing it, that should be done in the result section, result and method section. Structuring result and method section. Depending on the discipline, journal, and nature of study, the structure of the article can differ. In the result section, you provide an overall description of the experiment and present the data that you obtained in the logical order using tables and graphs as necessary. So it is more like the main body of your pages, they are the result section. What you have found, what are the arguments you have, why do you have these arguments? The result section should simply state your finding without bias or interpretation. You cannot generalize an idea. You have to give the points that you have found with evidence. And again, do not superfluous your evidences as well. Make sure you are only choosing the evidences that make sense at one place. Data analysis.
In some disciplines, the results section begins with a description of how the researchers analyze their data. In other disciplines, however, this information appears at the end of the method section and need not to be repeated. Here, the researchers can describe how they transform data to facilitate analysis. Example, converting audio recordings to transcripts.
So have you ever seen those documentaries on some geographic channels and all?
Yes.
They always have something that from where did they get the data? Okay, they found old records and then they were matching it and then they were experimenting things, right? That is data analysis, what is already there. And then how you found this thing and you are coming up with something else. Findings, researchers should organize findings in a way that reflects the study's design. So again, if you have introduced something, how you are putting your thoughts, how you're putting your thesis in the right order, that is your study design, reflects the study design. What did you understand first, second, third, and then you are giving. Because see, when you start reading, you also analyze that what I will do first, what I will do next, and accordingly you research. So that reflects your study design. How did you study? The general rule in reporting your finding is to give the forest first and then the trees. This is true of the result section as a whole. Begin with the central finding and then move to the more peripheral ones. Same thing, narrow down. See, if people do not know what they're going to read, they will never read it. If I don't know understand this, if you do not know if this class is going to help you or not, why would you take it? Similarly, if I'm going to read an article and I feel like that there is nothing to read, I will not read it. I don't want to waste time, right? Elements required in the result section. So what elements do we need? A very short introductory context that repeats the research question and helps you understand your result. Basic understanding. Report on the data collection, recruitment, and participants. If you did an experimentative research, who were the people who helped you? Okay, a systematic description of a main finding in a logical order highlights the most relevant result. Means what is the crux of your whole research? What is the topic? Other important secondary findings such as secondary outcomes or subgroups. So where did you go? What research did you find? If that is a research about many states in India, how many states give this data? How many states come up with this data? What were the other subgroups? So that is the outcome, the other sections. And visual elements. Visual elements are like pie chart, graphs, honeycomb model that was there, and some visual should be there. Figures, chart, maps, tables, everything is there in visual elements. And that you need in result. Result basically is the idea that you are giving in many ways. So you are explaining your hypothesis. It means you are giving your findings, your results.